Good morning students. Welcome back to the second division session. In the previous session, we have learned till practice set 1.3. Today we are going to continue it further. After practice set 1.3, we have learned the theorem of areas of similar triangles. What is the statement for this? Yes, when two triangles are similar, the ratio of areas of two triangles is equal to the ratio of the squares of their corresponding sides. That means if you consider two triangles like triangle ABC and triangle PQR, and if these two triangles are similar, then what we can say, the ratio of areas of these two triangles is equal to the ratio of the squares of their corresponding sides. That means area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle PQR is equal to AB square upon PQ square, that is equal to BC square upon QR square is equal to AC square upon PR square. So this is called as theorem of areas of similar triangles. After that, we are going to see the problem set 13th sum. This was the doubt asked by one of the student. So I am solving it here. So observe this figure. In this figure, the vertices of squares D, E, F, G are on the sides of triangle ABC. Angle A is equal to 90 degree. Then prove that DE square is equal to BD into EC. Now here one hint is also given to you. What you have to show? Triangle GBD is similar to triangle CFE. Here you have to use GD is equal to FE is equal to DE relationship. Now what is given to us? That quadrilateral DEFG is a square. So let's start with the given part. Quadrilateral DEFG is a square. Then what we will have? GD is equal to FE is equal to DE is equal to GF, because all these are the sides of a square, so all will be equal. Write this equation as equation 1. Then what you have to prove is DE square is equal to BD into EC. Now what we can consider here in the proof? First we will consider triangle GBD and triangle AGF. These two triangles we are going to consider, and if these two triangles we can show similar, then we will go further. Now what we can see in these two triangles? Angle GDB, this angle GDB and angle GAF, this angle is equal to 90 degree. It is given in the figure itself. So we will write here. If you consider sec GF is parallel to sec BC and AB is the transversal, then what you'll get? Yes, angle AGF is equal to angle GBD. Why these two angles are equal? Because they are corresponding angles. Now here we got two corresponding angles congruent, so we can show these two triangles are similar. Yes, triangle GBD is similar to triangle AGF by which test? Correct, by AA test, because we have shown two angles equal. Write this equation as equation 2. After that we have to consider other two triangles, triangle CFE and triangle AGF. Now what you can understand in these two triangles, what you can show? Yes, angle FEC is equal to angle GAF, that is equal to 90 degree. It is given to us. Now you have to consider sec GF is parallel to sec BC and AC is a transversal. Then what you'll get? Angle FCE is equal to angle AGF. Reason is corresponding angles. Therefore triangle CFE is similar to triangle AGF by angle test. Write this equation as equation 3. Now observe equation 2 and 3 where we are having common triangle, that is triangle AGF. Therefore, we can write here triangle CFE is similar to triangle GBD because they are similar to triangle AGF. So these two must be similar because we have seen the transitivity property of similar triangles. Now reason you will write as from equation 2 and 3. Therefore, if the two triangles are similar, we can write their corresponding sides in proportion. Therefore, FE upon BD is equal to CE upon GD. Write this reason as corresponding sides of similar triangles. Now, we know that all the sides of square are equal. Therefore, we can write here instead of FE we can write DE, and instead of GD we can write DE. Therefore, DE upon BD is equal to CE upon DE. Write the reason as GD is equal to FE is equal to DE. In the equation 1 only we have shown that. Therefore, if you cross multiply this, you will get DE square is equal to BD into CE. Hence, we have proved. So, I hope you all have understood this. This was very simple sum. Now, with this, we have completed with the revision of first lesson. Now, let's try to revise the second lesson. In that, first we have seen the Pythagorean triplet. What is Pythagorean triplet? In a triplet of natural numbers, if the square of the largest number is equal to the sum of the square of the remaining two numbers, then the triplet is called Pythagorean triplet. Let's understand this with an example. Here I have considered three numbers 11, 60 and 61. First what you have to do? First you have to find the square of each number. Now here I have written 11 square as 121, 60 square as 3600 and 61 square is 3721. Now which is the largest number here? Yes, 61. So we have to show that 61 square is equal to the sum of square of 11 and 60. So here we have got the answer as 11, 60 and 61 is a Pythagorean triplet. Is that clear to all of you? Yes. Now let's move on to the next part, that is property of 30 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree triangle. What is the statement for this? Yes, if acute angles of a right angle triangle are 30 degree and 60 degree, then the side opposite to 30 degree is half of the hypotenuse and the side opposite to 60 degree is √3 upon 2 times the hypotenuse. Are you getting it? Now let's try to understand this with an example. Here I have considered triangle LMN. In triangle LMN, what is given to us? Yes, angle L is given as 30 degree and angle M is given as 90 degree. So what you can write here? The side opposite to 30 degree angle is equal to half of the hypotenuse, that is half of ln. Similarly, side opposite to 60 degree angle is equal to, which is the side opposite to 60 degree angle? Yes, side LM. So that is equal to √3 upon 2 times hypotenuse, that is √3 upon 2 into ln. I hope you all are understanding this. You have to remember all these properties. Now next property we are going to see is 45 degree, 90 degree property. What is the property? If the acute angles of a right angle triangle are 45 degree and 45 degree, then each of the perpendicular side is 1 upon √2 times the hypotenuse. So let's consider one triangle. triangle XYZ. Here what is given to us? Angle Z and angle Y are of 45 degree and angle X is of 90 degree. Then what you'll get? The side opposite to 45 degree is XY and XZ. So that will be equal to 1 upon root 2 times hypotenuse, that is 1 upon root 2 times ZY. Are you getting it? Yes. Now let's move on to the next part, that is similarity and right angle triangles. Now here I have drawn one triangle PQR. In this, angle Q is of 90 degree. Segment QS is perpendicular to segment PR. Then we can say that triangle PQR is similar to triangle PSQ is similar to triangle QSR. So because of perpendicular segment, whatever triangles are forming here, 3 triangles we get here. So all these 3 triangles will be similar to each other. Thus all the right angle triangles in the figure are similar to each other, and this is called as property of right angle triangles. Now let's see the theorem of geometric mean. In the given figure, triangle PSQ is similar to triangle QSR. Therefore, QS square is equal to PS into SR. This property is called as geometric mean square. And here what is given? Sec QS is the geometric mean of PS and sec SR. Are you getting it? All these formulas you have to remember. Then only you could solve the sums. One more property you should remember. In right angle triangle, if one side is half of the hypotenuse, then the angle opposite to that side is 30 degree. And this property is called as converse of 30 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree theorem. Just now we have seen this theorem. In that we have seen that in right angle triangle, the side opposite to 30 degree angle is half of the hypotenuse. So whenever you are having right angle triangle and in that if the one of the side is half of the hypotenuse, then we can say that the opposite angle of that side is equal to 30 degree. Now let's see the Pythagoras theorem, which states that in a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of remaining 2 sides. So here I have considered triangle ABC and BD is the perpendicular. Angle B is of 90 degree. So what you will get here? AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. This is your Pythagoras theorem. Then what will be the converse of the Pythagoras theorem? In a triangle, if the square of one side is equal to the sum of square of remaining 2 sides, then what we can say? We can say that the triangle is a right angle triangle. Therefore, what you can write here? In triangle ABC, if AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square, then we can say that angle ABC is 90 degree. Now let's try to solve some problem from practice set 2.1. Now this was also a doubt asked by the students. So let's understand this sum. This is the 9th sum from practice set 2.1. In the figure, M is the midpoint of QR. Angle PRQ is equal to 90 degree. And you have to prove that PQ square is equal to 4PM square minus 3PR square. Now observe this figure and accordingly you have to write the solution. Now what is given? In triangle PRQ, angle PRQ is given as 90 degree. So write this reason as given. Then you can apply the Pythagoras theorem here. So by Pythagoras theorem, PQ square is equal to PR square plus QR square. Write this equation as equation 1. Now you have to consider triangle PRM. This triangle you have to consider. In this triangle also angle PRM is 90 degree. Write the reason as given. Now apply the Pythagoras theorem. You will get PM square is equal to PR square plus RM square. Write this equation as equation 2. Now M is given as midpoint of sec QR. That means in equation 2, instead of RM, we can write half of QR. So let's write down. Therefore, RM is equal to half of RQ. Reason you will write as M is the midpoint of sec QR. Write this equation as equation 3. Now let's see, let's substitute this value in equation 2. We get PM square is equal to PR square plus half of RQ the whole bracket square. Write the reason as from equation 2 and 3. Now let's find the square of this. PM square is equal to PR square plus 1 upon 4 RQ square. Now multiplying by 4 on both sides, we will get 4 PM square is equal to 4 PR square plus, now this denominator 4 and multiplied by 4, that 4 will get cancelled. So you will get here RQ square. Now 4 PR square, you can write 3 PR square plus PR square. So that way we are going to write here 4 PM square is equal to 3 PR square plus PR square plus RQ square. Now in equation 1, we have written that PQ square is equal to PR square plus RQ square. So we are, instead of writing these, we are going to write PQ square. So we will get here 4 PM square is equal to 3 PR square plus PQ square. Reason you will write as from equation 1. Now rearrange the terms. We will get PQ square is equal to 4 PM square minus 3 PR square. Hence we have proved. I hope you all have understood. First you have to write down this answer properly in your notebook. Then you will understand it more clearly. Now let's try to solve one more sum. 10th sum. Walls of two buildings on either side of a street are parallel to each other. A ladder 5.8 meter long is placed on street such that its top just reaches the window of a building at the height of 4 meter. On turning the ladder over to the other side of the street, its top touches the window of the other building at a height 4.2 meter. Find the width of the street. Now according to the given information, first you have to draw the diagram. Now what is given here? The walls of two buildings on either side of the street are parallel to each other. So these two parallel lines we have drawn here, line DY and line BX. Then a ladder of 5.8 meter long is placed on the street such that its top just reaches the window of building at the height of 4 meter. So this is the ladder, AC is the ladder, and it touches the wall of the window of the building at the height of 4 meters. So this height will become 4 meter. Then on turning the ladder over to the other side of the street, its top touches the window of the other building at the height of 4.2 meter. So this distance DE will become 4.2 meter, and ladder we know it is 5.8 meter. Then we have to find the width of the street. Now what is the width of street? Segment BD. So segment BD we have to find out. Now let's try to solve this. First you have to show that what is given there. In the figure, segment XB and seg YD represents the wall of two buildings on either side of a street BD. Seg AC represents first position of the ladder and seg CE represents the second position of the ladder. Now this is given to you. Now what you can write here? AC is equal to CE is equal to 5.8 meter. Now AB is equal to 4 meter and DE is equal to 4.2 meter. Therefore, in triangle ABC, angle ABC is 90 degree because wall will be always at the 90 degree or perpendicular to the horizontal surface. Therefore, angle B will be of 90 degree. Therefore, by Pythagoras theorem, we can write here AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. Write this equation as equation 1. Now let's substitute the values. AC is 5.8 is equal to AB is 4. So 4 square plus BC square. So what you'll get here? BC 33.64 is equal to 16 plus BC square. Therefore, BC square is equal to 33.64 minus 16 is 17.64. Now find out the square root on both sides. You will get BC is equal to 4.2 meters. Now you have to find the length of CD. Now as we have angle ABC as 90 degrees, similarly DY is also a wall perpendicular to the base BD. So here also angle D is 90 degree. So let's write down in triangle EDC, angle EDC is equal to 90 degree. Therefore, by Pythagoras theorem, CE square is equal to DE square plus CD square. Write this equation as equation 2. Now substitute the values. CE is 5.8 and DE is 4.2. So you'll get here 33.64 is equal to 17.64 plus CD square. So you'll get CD square is equal to 60. Find the square root on both sides. You will get CD is equal to 4 meter. Now we know that point B, C, D are on the same line. So we can write here BD is equal to BC plus CD. Write the reason as BCD are collinear points. So substitute the values here. BC is 4.2 meters and CD is 4. So you'll get BD is equal to 8.2 meters. Therefore, the width of the street is 8.2 meters. I hope now you have understood this. Write down this sum properly and try to understand again. Now let's try to solve some MCQs based on this session. Now in triangle DEF and triangle PQR, angle D is congruent to angle Q, angle R is congruent to angle E. Then which of the following statements is false? Now these two triangles are given similar because their corresponding two angles are congruent. So you have to find the ratio of their corresponding sides. Now what is given here? You have to find the state which is the false statement. So let's find out. First option, EF upon PR is equal to DF upon PQ. That is also correct. Now correspondence is given to you. According to that, you have to find the ratio of their corresponding sides. So in this sum, option B is the false statement. That is DE upon PQ is equal to EF upon RP. What will come here? DE upon QR is the correct answer. So here PQ is given. That means this statement is the wrong statement. Now let's see one more example here. In the given figure, the vertices of square DEFG are on the sides of triangle ABC. Angle A is equal to 90 degree. Then angle BAC and triangle BDG are similar by which test? Now you have to find out these two triangles are how they can be similar. So what will be the answer here? Yes, answer is by AA test, because we can show here two corresponding angles are congruent. Just now we have solved this sum. So in this way we are going to ask any question for the MCQ. So you have to solve each and every sum from your textbook, from practice from lesson 1 and lesson 2. So I hope you all have understood this session clearly. we will meet in the next session. In that session also we are going to continue with the revision part. We will solve some more MCQs, and so that you will get the clear idea about what type of questions are going to ask in the exam. Till then, keep on practicing. Thanks for watching this video.